It's not on YouTube yet. But it will be to do this. That, which I just did. So you know. Complicated starting a stream. There's got to be a better way. I haven't figured out what it is yet. But when I do, you'll be the first to know. Also, if you're here early, you get to see something new. I worked on a thing. I did a thing. Enjoy. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Day. Oh, there's only 20 more left. Wow. And also, I don't talk with my hands this much until I'm doing a stream. Happy Repeal Day. Zenboon, I saw that. Happy Repeal Day. And I saw this. If you haven't been following along, Zenboon's been very generous, starting off every stream with a little donation to keep this party rolling. We're on day 5. Don't know what it is. As usual, this will be one of the shorter streams. Stuff gets crazy, which it's a Monday. Repeal Day. So that means I have to drink 5 times tonight. No. Maybe 3 times. 3 times. This is number 1. I'll have it after this. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I can't think about it now. But here we are. Again, if you haven't been following along with this, I have to let you know that I'm doing the Whiscord Advent Calendar, which is a privately curated samples of whiskey. This was donated to the channel. Again, thank you, Cliff, for letting me get to try all these. I'm looking forward to all of them. Yesterday was a rye. I updated the name of the video earlier, I think. Once I exercise in the afternoon, everything gets very kind of weird. My brain gets kind of like, oh, good night, sleep now. No. No. Whiskey time. Repeal Day time. Whoop. I think we have a change of pace here. Or an extremely lightly colored whiskey. That's not a bourbon. If that's a bourbon, it could be a light whiskey, but at a glance, look at that. Does that look like bourbon to you? Doesn't look like bourbon to me. My initial thought is Irish, but it could be Scotch as well. Mr. Cliff, speak of the devil. Hello. You're welcome. And 5 fingers. Hello. Saw you. Thank you all for being here on yet another day of me doing this. But the initial feeling just on the visual appearance is that I wouldn't call that a bourbon at a glance. But again, find out. Doesn't look like the proof is too high. Again, this is all just visual analysis. I call it analysis. It feels way too scientific. Why I use that accent or scientist, I don't know. But I'm intrigued, we'll say. I'm already just, before it was like, oh, another whiskey. What is it? Questioning everything. So, let us move on to the nose. I am leaning towards Scotch. There's a malt funk. Could be an Irish. I've gotten a little bit of that off some whiskeys before, but that was definitively malty. Bourbon could technically be clear. If it just ran over some oak for a second. It's very sweet. Vanilla. It definitely reminded me of Scotch. We did a full analysis. If you want to go to scientific stuff, you just go to Whiskey Mountains. She's the scientist out of most of the Whiskey 2 people I know. I don't know if any other people are scientists, but I haven't really checked. I don't dive that deep into other people I haven't met in person yet. Granted, I haven't met her in person either, but she did talk about becoming a scientist, so that's the only reason I know that. Oh man, it smells good. No, do not start smelling familiar. Don't do that. That's frustrating. I believe there's a. I've had a hard time distinguishing when peat is in things as of late, especially if it's very faint. I feel like there might be some in here. Because to me, it can come off as a sweetness instead of an actual, like, smoky, could be briny. Yeah, it's like a salt. But the sweet notes are intense. I like it. I like the smell of it, thankfully. Mm. Sort of a butter cookie and a scone. Pancakes? Now this is where I start to get confused, where I'm talking about all these other things. It's like, wait a minute, buttery? No, not really. What does the light color likely indicate? Well, let's see. It was either not aged very long, or there's no food coloring, I would hope. If they did that, it's like, what are you doing? Hmm. Does smell good, but it's more of a sweet vanilla cookie kind of way. Give me that kind of Christmas vibe when you have sugar cookies that have like vanilla frosting on them. They've been decorated. I had one of those a little while ago. Zenbu, you were there when you bought them for me, actually, come to think of it. Except they weren't Christmas, they were Halloween, but the same kind of deal. Where it was a vanilla based frosting on a sugar cookie kind of thing. I do enjoy. Oh, I forgot. I didn't forget. I forgot to play it. There we go. A little background music. It always feels like it's so quiet until I turn that on. Also, I added my streaming color thing, streaming holiday stuff here. We got the little snowflakes in the corner. I forgot to change that over the past few days. So there it is. It's really bugging me that the smell is somewhat familiar. I don't have a lot of lightly peated stuff. Oh yes, used oak. That's one of the things I don't even bother thinking about. I'm like, I know Scotch is mostly used in used oak barrels. I don't usually think about how it impacts the color because so many Scotches are freaking colored. Artificial coloring. Which is the sad part. I know we've had plenty of Lafroig, and I don't remember if Lagavulin was colored or not. But there are certainly a bunch of peated whiskeys that look even lighter than this. And you would have no idea until you put your nose in it and went, whoa! It's wearing nice. Getting fruit notes now. Raisin? Dry fruit? Ah. An orange zest? Mysterious. What is it reminding me of, though? It's reminding me of a Scotch. Which one? Because I don't drink Scotch that frequently. It's not on my, I'm going to drink this tonight list. It's mostly bourbons. It is. Like the samples I still have somewhere. Hold on. Down. Where did I put those? They're around. They're close. But a bunch of Scotch samples that Sugar Kitty sent me all were that color, if lighter. Then I have something like this. Like to give other examples, this is the Tomatin cask strength. Ex-bourbon and ex-sherry cask. I think the sherry would have more impact, but I guess not. Then there's this one. This has been more 15 years. Faye's Eel. Fazile? 2022. Isla single malt Scotch whiskey. Is this the one? Jimmy Jazz gave me this one, yeah. I had to look for it. Then we have ones like this, which I should... Wait, no, this is not what I thought it was. Haha! Yeah. Again. Very light. These are all scotches that I'm picking right here. What's this? Another Jimmy Jazz one, okay. Thought so. I thought I had a little collection of stuff that he gave me over here. I still have this. I haven't opened this yet. I probably should. This is something Irene gave me. I don't know why. She was like, here, have this. I went, alright. But it's got a barcode on it and everything. It's got a price tag, $21.99. This is Hankey's Bannister Scotch. I did look up a little bit about this. I know it's not a super expensive Scotch, but she just handed this to me as I was leaving, I think. So, so I have to look into that one as well. Five Fingers, no worries, I'll be here. You can always watch the replay. Gotta be careful. Alright, I'm gonna have a sip. Smells very interesting. Into life. There's gotta be a little peat in this. It does usually tingle like that, as there is. Oh yeah. It's on the finish too. Only a little. But, as I said, my analysis for peat is probably a little bit muted simply because I'm used to it. Which I find that very strange in my own little way. That if you drink enough peated scotch, you're accustomed to it. So then when you go looking for it, you're like, there's not too much peat here. Other people would just be like, whoa. Like if I gave this to Greg probably wouldn't like this very much. But maybe. There's a thin line with Greg and his peat problems. But I found a few that have a slight tint of it, and he likes it. David Geschke, hello! Long time no see. Welcome back to this. I'll be here all month. We're deep diving into sample number 5. I'm trying to make this shorter streams because I will be doing these until the 25th. The last one. I keep having to double check. Yes, I have 25 of these little vials. And I may be in a different location for a couple days. That's a process going on right now. You know, once you get to the holidays. And of course, I have a laptop. I can go anywhere and drink these, kind of. No, actually, I can. I can literally go anywhere I want and drink these. As long as there's Wi-Fi. I'm not going to do that. But I might. Later in the month. Keep an eye out. Anonymous? No. I know who sent them. It is Whiscord, like the Whiscord community on Discord. The whiskey community on Discord is what I meant to say. And there has been an advent calendar that has been privately curated by a person who is in the community. I don't want to name names because I want to name names anyway. But they asked me to keep it quiet. If you know, you know. It's one of those. But this was donated to the channel by Mr. Cliff Smith here. So I get to try all these lovely whiskeys. And it's revealed every day. So far there's only one day where there was a delay. This is lovely. That's also on Discord. He is posting the pictures and even a few video links every day. So I know it's there. I'm going to look at it at the end of this. Right now I'm just kind of going through it. It's similar to the simplicity that was yesterday. It's not overly complicated. It's tasty. There's just a slight hint of peat. It's mostly... yeah. Lovely vanilla sweetness, and then a little bit of spice that is coming from the peat more than anything. It's not baking spices. Peppery. In a good way. I usually equate peppery to some scotches, some peated stuff. And then it gets slightly, well, the mouthfeel isn't too bad. And I'd expect it to dry out my tongue, but it isn't. My tongue still feels a little oily. But the roof of my mouth feels like it's got dried out. That's not usually what I'm accustomed to there. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't Scotch. Very surprised. Mostly because there aren't that many peated Irish stuff. This doesn't have what I would think of as Irish. And it reminds me of a Scotch. And I don't mean like just because of everything that I've experienced, but my initial nosing of it made me think like it's a bottle I have or have tried. And I sometimes think, oh, I don't have that many Scotches. And then it's like, wait a minute. All of those Game of Thrones ones in the back are Scotch. So that's a bunch on top of the regular ones I have. Which region? Let's see. The initial impulse is Isla, but I don't know if it is. I don't feel like it is. Since I don't think I've had enough Isla that isn't as heavily peated as this. So I think I'd have to say... Was it Highlands? Let's get those mixed up. There's Highlands, Lowlands, Speyside, Isla, Campbelltown. It's Island, technically. I feel like I'm missing one. But I'm leaning in the direction of like Highland Park. That kind of category. Is that Campbelltown? Been a while since I had that too. Because it's very faint. Like a touch of peat. And someone was like, sprinkled it across. Like, here's the peat, and we're done. Slapshots Roadhouse. Hello, sir. I hope you are well. Hope you're recovering still. Recovery sucks. Oh, I'm thinking about that kind of thing. If you are interested in following along with Papa KillCo's journey as he battles pancreatic cancer, I posted the link below in this stream. It is to Caring Bridge, where my mother updates what's going on with him. So if you're interested in following along, possibly donating to them directly, you don't have to. Again, you guys went crazy with that. But it is an option on that website if you would care to follow along. Please do. Any words of encouragement, even just hitting the little heart thing, are always helpful when you are dealing with anything that requires recovery. So, again, cheers to all of you once again for helping in that regard, as you all have. Excellent. Physical therapy is good. And I can say that now that I've done it. Nothing serious happened to me, but I'm trying to figure out what happened with my arm. I know. It's a mystery. Could be a Speyside, could be a low. Did I miss one? I feel like I did. That's what's bugging me at the moment. If you know I don't get deductive very well, that requires a lot of focus. My thought right now is like, it's pretty good. It's not too complicated. It seems sweet, with just this light little peat note to it. But the part that's bothering me is feeling like I've had it before, or had something like it before at least. Which only makes me try to deduce which kind of bottles I have. I think that's all I can do, is in my memory's pretty bad to begin with, I've noticed. But I do have a fairly decent idea of what bottles I've had, and what bottles are on my shelf, kind of. So the only thing I'm thinking now is what bottles of Scotch that I have behind me that I've had before that are extremely similar to this. Almost like a mind, not boggling. It's distracting at how familiar this is. Oh no, Cliff, I don't care if I get it wrong. I expect to get it wrong. And I tell myself, I don't believe it, of course. The other part of my mind that likes to point out everything that I fail at is... This is why I don't do competitions or anything. I can't afford that. You know, it's fine. I understand it's just a thing that people do, but I don't need to feed myself any other ammunition to remind myself of public failures. Like, you know, when you like hundreds of people are watching and you fail. It's happened to me before, but I get over it. I just don't like it. Yeah, I know Islands isn't one of those like official ones, but I like adding it in there. Just because. I think it helps that I watched Braveheart, the Highlands and the Lowlands. Speyside and Campbelltown. Is it Speyside and Campbelltown, which are kind of interchangeable? The Speyside's really big, and Campbelltown Campbelltown is often required as part of Speyside? Is that it? Or am I just thinking of the Lowlands? Isla's the easy one. It's off to the west. On an island. Called Isla. I got that one down pretty well. This is pleasant. That's what it is. It's complicated. Things are on top of each other. Oh, hello. As a shot in the dark for the percentage, I say 46, which is odd considering most scotches lean towards 40. Yeah. I think the thing I don't want to do is to, I mean, I know the regions for a reason, but with what's happening in America, at least as a thought process, how there are no regions in America, so that's one thing. But I know if Scotland is going to expand in a different kind of way, instead of just making Scotch, they're going to have to start dabbling, which they're doing. They're already doing that. And switching stuff up and changing things around. So then you're going to have crossover. You're going to have, I mean, it's already started. You have a lot of peated stuff in different regions of Scotland. It's not all just Islay, but that is the one that people think of, and that is the one people think of in Scotch, which is upsetting to some extent. If you like Scotch whiskey. I think last week, I had given a sample pack to Greg of 12 last year, and we only finally got to the 12th one last week, and it was an unpeated, I think it was the, shit, I can look it up. I feel like it was a Glen something, because of course it was. Don't remember which one. Let's see here. What is it? No, it's the latest one. There we go. Glendronach 15 year. He didn't love it, but he also didn't not hate. He didn't hate it, so that was good. My thought process is get him exposed to as many varieties of Scotch as possible. Ah, yeah, that's the weirdness. It's that flip. Whereas Speyside can be called Highland and not the other way. Yeah. I think I do. Yeah. If this is Oban, I'm gonna be annoyed. But I like Oban. And this is kind of nice, but ugh. I don't remember if Oban is Highland or not. Did we say Highland? Lowland? I forgot. Highland's good. Yeah. I don't remember what Oban is. I do like Oban, and that is the Scotch I'm accustomed to. I don't feel like this could be it. I mean, I don't know. That's the joy of this. I have no idea what I'm drinking, but I like it. Oh, Madrid, Jesus. I guess you get some sleep. Happy repeal day. Not that means anything over there, but that means something here for now. The next 2 hours. Cheers to you, sir. Ugh. Alright, I need to find out what this is. Oh, jeez, I've already gone almost to the limit of what I want to deal with as far as these shorter streams go. Discord, here we go. Day number 5. You ready? I'm not. I'm going to do it anyway. Boop. Oh! I have had this. And I do feel the same way. Good God. Oh, it's tiny. I can't read that. Probably have. That's funny. Like, is that true? I'm sorry, there's no easy way for me to show these, but it's 46.8%. That's pretty damn funny. And this is officially Ardnamurchan. Ardnamurchan? Where is it? No, that's not it. Hold, please. You didn't see any. Where? Where are you? I'll find you. I know you're here. Hey. Don't worry, the starship's okay. This is what happens. Nice to chair actually float over here like it's supposed to. Go far back. Oh wow. Pretty close actually. But it's this guy. This helps to show you. American Argyll Western Highlands Scotland Distillery. Yeah. But for this one that I'm drinking right now, it's the same place, but it's AD07.2104. So it was just a little after this one, as far as I understand this. This was donated too. And this is why it tasted familiar. Similar stuff. Sheesh. Oh, there we go. So 38 peated and 34 unpeated casks. Of the unpeated casks, 31 were ex-bourbon barrels, and 7 were ex-sherry barrels. 10 were produced in 2014, 15 in 2015, and 13 in 2016. Yee. Of the peated casks, 21 were ex-bourbon barrels, and 13 were ex-sherry barrels. 16 were made in 2015, when 17 came from 2017. Those words, they said so much, it hurt my head. What I'm trying to see is all this hard to read part. Like, take pictures of the side of the box. Just taste the story. Still bottom by Ardnamurchan Distillery. I just got unchilled filtered, and no color added. Good. Thank you for that. Yeah, I did like this. And this was donated by Zenbu. What a shock. That's funny. I have to drink a little of this now, just to see if there's anything similar. I'm just glad I could tell there was peat in here at all. I mean, the nose does say that. It made me think of Bourbon 14, which is another one that has a very light touch of peat to it. For me. Other people might get freaked out. Oh, and if you're wondering, if you're looking at the shirt and going, what the hell's going on here? This is a Pizza John shirt from this recent Pizzamas. If it doesn't make sense, it's not supposed to. That's why they're Pizza John shirts. But I got this a couple weeks ago. Just haven't worn it on stream yet. Don't worry, there'll be another Pizzamas next year. This is very nice. I need to have at least a tiny sip of the bottle I have. See if it's similar, and I have to fix this. Hold on. No. I'm glad this didn't break either. That would have been unfortunate. So, wondering what happened there. When I'm streaming, I have to sit further away from my desk than I normally do. Because if I were to be sitting at my desk like I usually do, right here, it's a little too close for me. You can't see my shirt. It's very important. I have to push my chair back until you can at least see something like this. And I can accidentally hit the table behind me, which has all my fancy stuff on it. Not fancy. It's the stuff I drink regularly. Mr. Great Shot, don't worry. It's fine. You can always watch the replay. I am making these a little shorter because I don't want to actually stream 25 hours in 1 month. But I do have to get the watch hours up. So we're working on that as well this month. And I have to get more subscribers. And the most that's going to happen is right now. During this month, I will be streaming. But spoilers, Mr. Great Shot. It was a Scotch today. It's this kind of bottle. This is Ardnamurchan. I still don't know how to say it quite right. But it was not this exact bottle. It was a different bottle, of course. And it is specifically AD/07.2104. And I can only assume that means it was bottled in July of last year. 04 might not mean the 4th, though, because of the way it's set up. But it's tasty, but it's not something that blows my mind. I do like it. But this would be like an introduction to Pete at best. At least this one I'm drinking. But this one, I don't remember what it tastes like. But if it tastes almost identical, that'll be funny. The proof is the same. Don't worry, it all goes to hell tomorrow. Tomorrow is a later stream than usual. And I can't do it earlier because the whole problem of it being later is since I will be exercising from 5:45 to 6:45, and there's absolutely no way in hell that I can get from there to here in 15 minutes and take a quick shower and then do a stream. So tomorrow will be at 8 o'clock at the latest. Earliest? At the earliest. Could be later than that, probably not. I like to have... It has to be on the hour. I'm that kind of person. I can't do 7:30, 7:45. It just... Or that just makes me twitchy. I could technically do 7:30, but I don't want to be rushed. I have enough time to get here and settle and be like, okay, push the start button. This has been lovely. Again, I need to finish this semi-quickly so I can have a sip of this other one. See if they're similar in any way. Uh-oh. Zenbud, break out the Oogdal. That's a good way to break the prohibition, or what's the hell it's called? Repeal Day. I keep saying Prohibition Day. It's Repeal Day. Today, Prohibition was repealed. 1933. I wanted to go a little in-depth about Repeal Day, but I don't know enough about it. So I feel if I were going to say anything, it's Prohibition was not technically bad. Stay with me. You have to remember when it started. It started in 1920. Lots of things were still pretty awful in 1920. Neglect, abuse, especially women. And there was still child labor. So we were in a weird time frame there. It's why the movement to get the repeal of alcohol to happen in the first place happened, because of all the misuse and what happened due to that misuse. It wasn't being regulated at all. The people, like, it's basically, if you woke up in the morning and just started drinking, you probably wouldn't be doing great that whole day. And again, if you're living back in that era, I can only imagine. So I don't think prohibition was a good thing for what actually happened when it happened, but I understand why it was brought and why it was passed, because there were good reasons for that. It just was not a good way to do it. There should have been something else, but again, whole different time, and it was repealed. But it also is part of the reason why every single state has different laws about alcohol. So keep that in mind, because the government just went, "You figure it out. We're not going to deal with it anymore." Band-Aid on the nose. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Mystery shot. After that sip, you can't go back. If you love it, that is. But if you don't like it, lucky you, you don't have to buy an expensive Scotch. I don't remember how expensive it is. I just remember it's not. All Scotches now are technically expensive to me. There are a few that I should probably look into that aren't. Part of my channel was supposed to be about finding affordable whiskey that was good, but I never went there because it requires money. And what happened was I started getting a lot of really good bottles that were a little more expensive and out of my range than normal, thanks to donations and, of course, me with impulse control problems and a credit card. Working on it. I have one credit card that's been locked, all right? Leave me alone. I will not unlock it. This is nice. Again, introductory to peat, to Scotch. Ugh. Keeps doing something here, though. Why? It's not high proof or anything. Probably because I haven't eaten in a while. I haven't eaten since, 4? No, 3:30. Probably was the last time I ate. So it's been a hot minute. My stomach isn't exactly empty. I'm gonna rinse my glass out and then pour a little bit of this other stuff to see if there's a similar thing going on. I hope so, because then it'll explain why it seems so familiar. Oh, speaking of spending money in the bad way, there's going to be a Maker's Mark that I'm going to acquire at some point soon. Might be another pick by another channel that also likes bourbon, especially at night. I'll tell. I won't be dealing with that till next Friday, though. Uh-oh. I know. All it has to do is dabble into the barbecue world. Some people think, yeah, that's pretty good. It's meaty. Wait until your next couple of sips. It'll mellow out real fast. Again, there's a reason why there is a cultivar. It's not just by chance. There's just plenty of people who like that kind of thing. I enjoy it too, but not very often. Again, my father was gonna like peat more than I did. But I do like having a couple. That was only a splash. That was a lot more than I wanted. There you go. If you were here earlier, it looks almost the same. In fact, this one looks a little lighter. Maybe that's just my imagination. It has an initial malt funk. Yep. Same kind of nose. There's a little more peat notes on this one, though. I don't know if they're all supposed to be different either. Again, I don't understand what all these numbers and letters mean. And this one's AD03.2102. So does that mean it's the second release of 2021? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm just happy I got close to the 46. That was pretty funny. That was just a shot in the dark, so love it. Hmm. It's almost exactly the same. This one's a little sweeter. But it's doing the same thing in my mouth. I don't know how much this bottle is. That's what bugs me. To an extent. Like, again, I don't want to think about some of these bottle prices. What did you do, Mr. Great Shot? No. How dare you? Thank you. Appreciate anything you will send to this madness. So I try not to talk about bottle prices too much because people are like, here's some money. It's like, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I just hate for it to seem like that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm gonna buy bottles anyway. I'm not very good at adulting. Especially when it comes to money. Like, no one ever taught me how to do finances or budgeting. I still don't budget at all. It's more of an estimated guess of how much money I will need every month. No, I have a spreadsheet that I have, and I forget to look at it all the time. I think Whiskey Central was kind enough to help me out with it initially. Do I fill it in regularly? No. I don't really know when I touched it last. Probably 3 to 4 months ago. She was like, she talked about a lot of things I should do, and a lot of them I'm just not going to do. Ever. But I think I've stabilized a little better now. Still, credit cards are with the devil. Yeah, absolutely not the same. This one's still a little sweeter. And there's much, there's a little bit of it. But the peat notes, the spiciness of it are different. This one kind of rolls in, while the other one was very prickly. It's not as dry at the end either. Tasty. I do like this one, but again, it's not something I'd reach for on purpose as like my daily pour. Usually that's how I rate, if I want to say I rate any whiskey at all, it's would I grab it on a semi-regular basis. And the ones I do that for are all sitting behind me right now. That doesn't mean some of them aren't up here. I'm not gonna try to put this back right now. I almost broke everything around me trying to find it in the first place. Oh, my back hurts because of exercising. If you're wondering. Ugh. It's a great shot. I'm not sure if it's a bad thing or a good thing. Because Lagavulin 16 is really expensive right now. See, I think it's been around $90 now, and before it was like close to 80-ish. What I should do, I'm not going to, but I should, is look at some of the pictures I took early on of bottles that I saw on shelves at liquor stores and see what the prices are different. See what the price differences are now. Because I'm sure they're drastic. I'm angry about it. I'm not really angry about it. I'm disappointed that has occurred. But again, global pandemic, among other things, will do a lot of weird stuff. Band-Aids and Flintstones. Ugh. Sounds awful. I mean, you can try it. I don't like the thought. Ooh, let's just not screw this back on. That's a loud and unpleasant noise. Yeah, I haven't noticed I'm failing at these shorter streams so far. I'm just too easily distracted. Meaty Scotch, yep. It's Ardbeg and Lefroy, and what else? Those are the two big hitters, but Lagavulin probably has a bit of... The thing is, I like Ardbeg and I like Lefroy. I'm not a fan of Lagavulin. I think it probably reminds me of cigarettes or something. Something ashy about it that I wasn't a huge fan of. And I'm okay with that, because Lagavulin, as I said, is expensive. At the very least, I don't really notice the Dickel note. So that's a plus for me. Also, I don't lean towards Tennessee whiskeys in general. There's a lot of other ones I like, fortunately. Which reminds me, I need to make more videos. But I cannot. It's bad enough during the year where I can barely get myself to do one video once a week. And then you add on the fact that it's December, and I have to drink every day. Which sounds like a good thing, until you realize it also has to be mildly entertaining for the viewer. Yes. I especially like the Freud Lore, which is unfortunate, because I believe they discontinued that, or that's the rumor. Don't tell anyone. And Ardbeg Udal, which this Great Shot is having, is one I like as well. But they're more mellow. I think Lefroy 10 is more punchy than Lefroy anything else, really. Lefroy Lore, there we go. Whoa. I do like Lefroy Cast Strength. Whoa. It's one of those things, it's a Great Shot. Peated stuff, if you sip on it long enough, it just chills out. And you'll start noticing more fruit notes and sweet notes instead of the initial peat. Ugh, what's happening to me? Alright. The similarities are obvious with these two, so that's good. It's not available in the US market. Well, that's BS. But good to know. At least it's an optional thing that you can purchase if you should travel overseas, Cliff. You might travel overseas occasionally, so that's good. I find it very strange that I'm living in a world with, I know people who travel worldly enough to get things and bring them back. It's like black market almost, except not being sold at outrageous and dangerous prices or smuggled in horrible ways. White Label Bushmills. Probably 10-year, yes. Oh, nice, Mr. Rich. It's not cheap. I have a bottle of Lore somewhere. I'm trying to look behind me, but I'm not sure where it is. So I do have one that's unopened, so don't worry about it now. I would say for you, if they're going to be discontinued in the US, you wouldn't hurt to have one on your shelf. Or just have one. If you want to dabble in the secondary market, I wouldn't. I don't even know where to begin with that, but at least you know enough Whiskey 2 people. If they wanted to find a bottle of it, you can just get it to them somehow. I'm not saying don't get it. I'm saying maybe get it for yourself and hold on to it. Castric bourbons. An 80 proof can be refreshing. I know if I am literally dealing with higher proof bourbons usually. But if I add some ice to it, like big chunks of ice, not like a few ice cubes, like a whole bunch of ice. I have it like the round balls, and I have a couple of square big ones like that. Put that in, that really chills it out, literally, and you know, it's a little more approachable as far as sipper. My problem with higher proof bourbons is it can be, I won't drink it in a way that I feel like I'm enjoying it. It's, you know, take a sip, put it down, 10 minutes later, take another sip. It's not fun. Flies to Japan quite often. Oh my god. Oh, he got you the... Oh, that's cool. That's where you want to go. Like, if you know someone who's going back and forth between Japan, ask him to get whatever kind of Japanese whiskey he can. Nika from the Barrel specifically, because that is very popular right now. Thanks, Oswas. I can't get angry at them. I was the one who voted as well for Nika from the Barrel, so... It's true. I've talked about Neek from the Barrel for quite a while. It's really good for Japanese whiskey. Again, I'm not quite sure if it's really... I'm pretty sure it isn't. There's a lot of drama with that. I did. It was nice. Well, I think it was nice. Again, my memory's garbage. Benchmark foolproof. Ugh. Yeah. Officially, this is pretty good. It's still not something I would lean into. It's something I would pour all the time for myself. It is very similar. Oh, grab a wild turkey 12 year. I'm so annoyed that those exist. I don't have one. Again, I'm pretty sure I can't be in the category of people who can be upset about not having a bottle when I have so many already, to the point where I'm running out of space. Like, I don't have anywhere to put any more. Down there, maybe. I don't want to do that. Another reason I need to get more videos recorded and edited. I'm gonna have to just start speed running them, and that's not good. I'm not very good at that. Let's just do it fast. Oh. I have to edit it and make it semi-funny. Add things. Make it funny. Oh, and for those, again, oh wait, I forgot to do this because I still haven't set this up properly. But also, I'm going to do this again just for those of you who are here. I don't know how many there are now. I'm not looking at the numbers. But I did a new intro and I want everyone to see it because I worked on it. That's the wrong one. You have no idea how much of a pain it was for me to get that little logo to drop down. It did not want to cooperate at all. You'll see that at the intro for the rest of this month. And I really should look into making a new one using the thing I used to make that one. It's so much easier. So I hope you enjoyed that. The cats came with it. I just kept them. I put a little whiskey glass in front of one of the cats. That's about it. That's all I can really think of for that. All right. We're rounding down? Winding down. There we go. Stream. I do want to pour something else. Because it was nice to have these back to back. And again, if you weren't here earlier, this is not this bottle exactly, but this Ardnamurchan Argyll Western Highlands Scotch Distillery. Is the one that was tonight's number 5, which explained why it was so familiar to me, because it is. I have a bottle of it. There you go. I still haven't seen a Wild Turkey 12 year at all, so want to get one, but I haven't seen one at all. I don't know what I'm going to pour next. I have to pour something because I have to do the outro. Can't just not do that. There are rules. Oh, you know what? Peel's double oaked. I gave a sample of this out today. That's why I'm thinking about it. Just a smidge. And in complete juxtapose to what I've been drinking. That was the bourbon bottle I paid too much for last year when I went to Kentucky. I mean, look at that. That's... Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. It's very sweet. Sweeter than the actual Scotch. Yeah, it's a great shot. Decanters are very expensive. Well, some people are decanter collectors? That's probably the right word. Turn that off. Music seems loud. Chill out. There we go. You know what? Dang it, AZ. I got you. Just go to Kentucky and go to Wild Turkey and buy a drink there. They will give you a glass, a Wild Turkey rocks glass. Or you could just try and find one on Amazon or something. I don't know, but I feel the best way is just go there and have them give you one for your drink. You have to take it home with you, which is both nice and annoying because it's like, yay! But I have 2 at home already. Ah, it's so nice. Wow! Double oak showed up right there. Still very sweet. Oh my goodness, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. If you can get Peerless Double Oaked, I recommend it. I don't think I've had any other Peerless products, but that one is pretty very expensive from what I heard. From what I hear, and I haven't seen it since last year. But then again, I found it in the story goes, I was in the airport in Kentucky ready to leave, trying to figure out if I should buy some stupid bottle for an exorbitant amount of money. And I did, because there was a bottle of Peerless Double Oak just sitting there at the counter. Just the one. It was $100 and something odd. I don't remember what. I probably don't want to remember. But it's very good, and I enjoy it. So if I can find it for a lot less, I might buy it again. It could be a special release. I don't know. I don't keep track. So anyhow, stay tuned, folks. We're gonna keep doing this madness. Hopefully not as long. I mean, like, I don't want to go an hour every night, but in this case, analyzing this whiskey was very enjoyable. Cliff egged me on. I know what you're doing. But glad to get some of it right. I know, again, it was one of those really weird things, like, why is this so familiar? Oh, that's why. I have a bottle that's very similar. Of course. There you go. I haven't had a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 in ages. Probably because I've been sucked into getting the rare breed now. Woe is me. Always wanting rare breed instead of 101 now. I did that thing. I don't know if you guys have done this before, where you're like, oh, I really like this whiskey. I really like this whiskey. Oh, it's such a good price, such a good price. Then you buy a handle of it. Then you have to go through that whole handle. You lose your taste for a little bit after you drank an entire 1.75 handle of it. So I've defaulted now to a rare breed constantly as my go-to Wild Turkey, and I think that's appropriate. It feels like that should be the norm for me right now. It's the same thing that happened with Maker's Mark. It's suddenly now Maker's Cask Strength is what I like, and Maker's 46 Cask Strength. Ugh, it's okay. And the Private Selects. Oh, the Private Selects can be really good. But anywho, 3 more minutes left. Then I will send you on your way to whoever is streaming tonight. I think I saw a blip on my radar. I believe Whiskey Crusaders is going live tonight. And the blip seemed to imply they were going to do the 5 Advent calendar stuff that I did in the past 5 days. So doing 5 in one night. So I may try and tune in for that, because I'm curious. Okay. Matt is a whiskey som, and so God, I can't remember their names. Why am I so bad with names? The Whiskey Crusaders are all soms, whiskey soms. That's my point. So it'd be interesting to see what they think as well. I don't remember what I thought because I did the live streams, so I don't have to remember. Rebel 100. Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, personally, I would not say go in for a Rebel 100 yet. If you can find a sample of it somewhere, or you at a whiskey bar you know of, or you know a guy who can hand deliver it to you, that'd probably be the better bet. I only have, I think I have the Rebel of Bank from It's Bourbon Night. They did a pick, and I've been to the distillery, I think. Yes, Cliff. Okay, that's where I saw the blip. Since I was looking at the Whiscord. So I look forward to popping in and seeing a little bit about that, because it'll be fun for me to see what they think, since I already know what they are. I'm not going to say anything. I'm curious to see what their experience is. But I also don't remember what I've had. Day 5. Mike Frank, good evening. You're coming in at the last minute. But hello. Welcome. Always a pleasure to see you. Stay tuned, because tomorrow's stream will start at 8 p.m. at the earliest. I will have a previous engagement of exercising from 5:45 to 6:45. That makes 7 o'clock impossible, or just not a good idea at the very least. So tomorrow's will be 8 o'clock p.m. at the earliest. So showing up right now would be great, Mike Franklin. Hopefully you'll be there. Standard Rebel was pretty decent. Only imagine the 100 proof would be better. Yes, I'd like to think 100 proof stuff is better, or higher proof stuff, but it depends. There's a range for me. I think once you get close to the 60% mark, it can be a bit much to try to drink as a enjoyable, just drinking it kind of thing. So with that, I want to say this is not the color of what was in my glass tonight. Let's find out if you watch the replay. Oh yes, please, thank you. Cliff, you're better at this than I am. Please hit the like button. If you're subscribed, I'm sure you are. Most of you are here. You're already subscribed. Tell your friends. We're hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. No, we're not. But if you know people who have YouTube stuff and just say, hey, click on and subscribe to this guy. No, don't ask questions. Just do it. And then they can all go away at the end of the month. With that, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Boop. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media